All right, folks, it's Thursday night. We're back live with Hunting the Rut with Hotline with Don Bell. You got questions, we got some answers tonight, and I'm Don Bell.
Hey, I'm Steve Burklow.
And guys, tonight we want everybody to make yourself at home. We're going to have a full hour show. It's live, so you're going to see it as it happens. And we want to encourage everybody that's watching now, go ahead and get on that phone, call your friends, Skype your friends, email them, get them on the line, and let them know that they got a chance to watch this and ask questions live. So, Steve, what we're going to do tonight is we want to remind everybody is that the peak of the rut is winding down in the Midwest, and it's coming kind of arching over into the Northeast, and eventually it's going to get down here in Alabama and North Florida, and we'll get to share some of that.
Not here yet.
Not yet, not quite yet.
Slow now.
It's getting there. So folks, listen, stay tuned. We got a full hour ahead of us. We'll be back in just one moment, and we're going to talk to you about hunting the rut. Be right back.
Rise and shine. It's time to hunt.
All right, folks, we're back. And listen, we want to take just a moment and kind of outline the show for us this week. You know, Steve, we've been doing this since season opened up and talking about the three periods of the rut, pre-peak and post-rut. Of course, most people think the rut, they're talking about when the buck's chasing the doe, which is the peak of the rut. But let's talk about that. I mean, we're sitting here, what is today? December 11th. And I see you in there, December the 11th. And so what happens is the peak of the rut in the Midwest is peaked. And like a mountain, they're on the back slide. And the peak of the rut, guys, as you know, is it starts heading toward the Northeast and coming down. So some of you guys are on the tail end of it, but still a lot of good hunting to be done out there in the post-rut. And in the Northeast, it's starting to come in. And eventually it's going to get down here to us in the Southeast. Yep. And so, guys, all of you that has these questions, you're either in the peak of the rut, the tail end of the peak of the rut in the Midwest, and beginning to get into the peak of the rut in the Northeast, coming down through the Carolinas. And you, this show is about you asking those questions, but we're still sitting down here in the Southeast. You know, we're still a good 45 days.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Even thinking about the peak of the rut here, I know that sounds stupid to all you guys sitting up there in the snow that it's already done seen them does being run, and you're thinking, you know, in fact, a lot of those seasons fixed to go out, Steve.
Yeah.
I mean, so, you know,
and by the time our rut comes in, they're dropping antlers.
Oh yeah, that's right. They're looking for sheds, and we're just now getting bucks starting to chase does. That's right. So, you know, it's funny, and that's what this show's about, guys. It's about learning the three periods of the rut and understanding when and how to hunt those bucks, given the area that you're in, because the rut is the same everywhere in the country. It's just at a different time and a different intensity. And so that's what this show's going to be all about. And so, guys, listen, what we want to do in this. Call your friends and remind you, we got you some stuff coming up in just a few minutes into the show. And, you know, we're sponsored by Top Secret's 1/10 of 1% Club. And we're kicking off something tonight, and it's called Open Enrollment. And we'll be showing you more about this in a little on in the show. So, guys, everybody listen, if you're not part of the 1/10 of 1% Club, you're going to have a chance to, as open enrollment starts today, you literally can join starting today, and this is all across Facebook. They can go to the Facebook page and see it. Better yet, all you got to do is just scroll down below Steve and I, and you'll see a little button right there. You can hit that button, and it'll take you to the page, and it'll explain everything to you. But in just a little bit, we're going to show them what we're talking about and tell you how you can join this and be part of that club for 2015. They can actually join today and pay over 4 payments and be a club member and know that you've got your reserve for 2015. So I tell you what, let's do. I think they're holding up a little phone in there with high tech on. I believe we got us a caller in there, guys. All right, let's see who we got. We got us a caller coming in. All right, let's see here. Let's take a quick Facebook question while they're doing that, Steve.
All right, let's see. We got Don McRae. Don says, how many days is a doe's hot cycle if they don't get bred, how fast do they recycle?
You know, a doe, how many days does a doe cycle? You know, 28, 30 days, but, and I'm not sure if Don's asking the peak, which is going to be about a 24-hour cycle, when she's the peak being, you think that's what he's saying?
Yeah.
The peak, we'll catch this, the peak being when that doe's ready to stand. So that's a 24-hour cycle there. Let's see who we got. All righty, you got Don Bell and Steve. Who we got?
Hey, this is Ken Harris from Headland, Alabama. How are you this evening?
From what part of Alabama?
Headland, L.A., Lower Alabama, 9 miles from Georgia, 15 miles from Florida.
All right, you over there south of Dothan.
Well, actually, I'm a little north of Dothan, about 8 miles.
All right. All right, we're glad to have you on the show tonight. What kind of question you got?
I appreciate it. I got a couple of questions, but what I'm really curious about most is I saw the advertisement and the video for the scent-free bottle and specified the color of the urine. And what is the difference between the urine itself that you collect as opposed to possibly code blue or some of the other single urine collections that are sold on the market?
You bet. Well, hey, we just keenly qualified to answer that question for you tonight because I started Code Blue. And Code Blue, the patent on Code Blue is single urine from a single doe. There's about 86 scent companies in the country, and the way to look at it, Ken, is that if you got all 86 scent companies sitting at a table right here tonight, and you ask 2 questions. First question is, you're the moderator, and we've got 14 million deer hunters watching live tonight, right? And so you ask the question, I need everybody that's sitting here, all of them sitting around the table, I need everybody to get up and leave the table that does not collect urine from single urine. In other words, if you collect by a blend, you got to leave the table. Out of 86, 84 of them's got to get up and leave.
Okay.
All right, so that means you got 2 single urines. All right, in that is you got Code Blue, you got Top Secret. Immediately you ask the last question. All right, now you're the moderator. We got 14 million people watching live, so you can't get away with nothing, so you ask the last question. There's 2 people sitting there. Was 86, 2 left, you ask the last question. I need everybody to get up and leave the table that doesn't collect urine without oxygen. And the finest scent companies ever hit this industry is going to have to get up and leave the table. 2 questions. Top Secret, without a doubt, is the future of the scent industry. We know it, and the industry knows it. It's just good common sense. We say it on this show a lot, and it's embarrassing, but Ken, how old are you?
46.
You married?
No, sir.
All right, well, it don't matter. Just you can get away with it probably better. Here's what I want you to do. To illustrate, do you watch the show?
When I can, yes, sir.
Okay, then have you heard me tell you about urinating in a jar and sitting it down outside?
No, I think I missed that one.
Well, you get to participate in it tonight. Here's what. Seriously, I'm answering your question. This is no joke. We're being serious.
My neighbors are going to be upset.
I didn't say do it outside.
Well, they're going to learn something.
They sure will. All right, you can see that. You see how yellow that is? This urine has never seen oxygen. Here's what it is. All urine voided by any animal is sterile. Yours, a deer, a dog, a cat, a giraffe, an elephant. When urine is voided, it's sterile. So when it hits, that's the reason why you see on TV these crazy folks drinking the urine. No, I don't recommend it, but sterile. But Ken, if you urinate in a jar, do it tomorrow morning. Check me out on this. Urinate in a jar, set it down outside. It should be a clear yellow. If it's not, you may want to have it checked.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying to you. So all right, so you got a clear yellow urine. It sits down. It'll have one smell. It'll be clear yellow. You watch it over the hours in the course of the day. It's going to start changing what, Steve?
Smell and color.
It's going to start changing smell and color. The only variable to it is oxygen.
Right.
Dark urine, by the way, you use deer scent when you open it. If you go to the store and buy somebody's deer scent, what color is it when you open it?
Oh, yeah, it's brown. Some of them almost black.
That's right. You know why? Because it's ammoniated urine. Now listen to what I'm telling you. I bottled tinks for years.
Right.
I mean, millions of bottles of deer urine. All urine that you just said it when they open it is dark
brown, yeah.
because it's ammoniated. Dark urine says a deer was there. He's not there now. So take your urine tomorrow morning, you urinate outside, it's a clear yellow. As the day progresses, it's going to start changing color, smelling color. So it'll go all the way to, just like you said, dark black, which means a deer was there, but he's not there now. Well, that's not doing you any good, is it? So Top Secret is patent pending in 4 different ways. So what we've done is being able, once you urinate, it never sees oxygen. So what's in this bottle, even in what's called head space there, Ken, the top of that bottle from here to here, there's no oxygen in there. It'll sit there indefinite and stay that color. You open it, literally, if you did this, which I want in here, but if you opened it and closed it right back, Steve, it's going to do what?
It's going to start ammoniating.
It's going to turn dark.
Changing color.
Literally, it'll turn dark in that bottle. The only thing that we've added is oxygen. So to answer your question is, it's a simple thing that we have done, but it is a game changer in the hunting industry, because now for the first time in the hunting industry, you see all these bucks, and by the way, we see the bucks that we're fixing to show the folks your bucks. In fact, while we're talking, you start showing them bucks up there.
Did you kill them around your area right there?
I wished.
I look kind of like a Canada buck.
I had to do a little traveling.
Oh, is that right?
Where'd you kill him?
One was killed in Canada. The other was killed in Northern California.
Really?
California, wow, okay.
Northern California.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I couldn't get any closer to that one than 6 yards. I tried.
Oh, that's okay. That's okay. we like to travel too.
That's right. Well, look, and listen, it doesn't matter. Let's take an example of that. It doesn't matter if you're in South Alabama, North Florida, Canada. It doesn't matter. A deer has 3 defenses: ears, eyes, nose. So, Ken, in a nutshell, what's happening here is your urine in this bottle is just like you first urinated. Now, what we've done with this is, I'll give you an example. Code Blue's $12.95 an ounce. That's $14.95 for 3 ounces. That's $5 an ounce. 3 times the product at 1/3 the cost. Now, once you open this, do you have a scent saver system?
I'm hoping to get one when I get my product.
All right. Have you ordered, or have you joined the club?
No, sir, not yet.
Hey, dog, you better hit that switch down there below you. We got open enrollment tonight. Tonight, you literally can order your bottle reserve and pay for it over 4 payments, and we'll ship it to you in next year in 15. It's pretty neat. The reserve is from a single doe, 3-4 years old, literally pulled the buck off of the doe. This you can't say don't work. It was in.
And Don, doesn't it?
It's in process.
It's about $3 and something an ounce.
This comes to $3.85 an ounce. It's $100 a bottle, Ken, but it is the best the industry's ever seen. There's 12,000 bottles for 14 million deer hunters. Now you do the math on that. You'll come up to 1/10 of 1%.
That's right.
And that's the best this industry's ever. It comes to $3.85 an ounce. You can get a combo, and you have the little scent saver. So when you open this bottle and pour it in this bottle, and you pump it out, you just take it and pump it 2 or 3 times, there's no oxygen in it now. See what I'm saying? So this way, in between using it, you pump it out, no oxygen. So now, for the first time in the industry, you can start with no oxygen and keep it without oxygen in between it, so now you protect your investment. This $100 bottle is like a filling station. This is the filling station. This is your car. Go hunting. You open the big bottle, fill your car up, plug this one. This comes with a plug. This has got a vacuum plug. You vacuum this one out. You vacuum this one out. This has no oxygen. No oxygen. You go hunting. When you run in between using it, you pump it out. You can use it all the way down and it still be yellow. You run out of gas, you go back to your big bottle, the filling station, fill your car up, pump it out. You can use it all the way down, $3.85 out, literally pull the buck off of the doe. That, 1/10 of 1% of hunters will get a bottle. So it's open enrollment starting tonight. That means all of the bottles are back on the table. If you're an existing club member, you're guaranteed your bottle so long as you renew. You have to a certain time, March 1, to be able to, that's March 31st, isn't it, Tom? March 31st to be able to, if you're a club member, to renew. If you want this tonight, it's first come, first serve. But to answer your question is yes, oxygen free is a game changer. And it goes all the way across our urines.
Yeah.
Estrus, buck, doe, or fawn.
Right.
Okay, I have two quick questions.
All right, go ahead.
All right, first of all, the big bottle that you had in your hand there.
Yep.
Does it come with one of the vacuum seal plugs?
Yes, sir. When you order it, you hit that little switch, I mean the little button below us, or go to our website, it's called a combo. You can get estrus with a combo. It saves you about $10-15 by buying it together. So you'll get all of this together, everything you need. Now this is estrus, but it also comes in buck. Now all of our club members knows this. And Ken, see if it don't make sense. That we got 12,000 bottles of. That we got about 1,100, the buck.
Right.
So the buck is actually harder to get than this because we need 10% of the herd's buck to service the rest of the does. So you got less, it's harder to get that buck urine. But literally, this is the bucks that we pulled off these does.
Right.
So, you can become a club member by being either one, but you can buy both and pay for them over 4 payments and say ship it to us next year. Pretty neat. And you get to participate in all kind of stuff. Club members, a big buck contest, but just all, in fact, club members even get to be guests on the show.
Yeah.
And we have them on the show all the time.
Okay, well, when we get done with our phone call, I'd like for you to transfer me back to one of your sales reps.
All right, we'll sure take care of you back there.
Don, I appreciate your time for answering that question. You've really got a unique product, I got to believe. I'm really, really anxious to get out there and try it. Our rut does not start here until somewhere around between Christmas and maybe a week after New Year's. The first of it will start there, but it doesn't really get wound up down here until January. So I'm really curious to see what I'm going to be able to do with that.
Well, listen, I tell you, if you're exactly right, and as we close this, Ken, just keep in mind, and Tom or you guys, when they come back to you back there, when he comes back to you, Ken, you can order it for next year, or you can actually order it if you want it yet this year and say ship now. It'll actually, you can order it and we'll ship it to you now, or you can order it for 2015. So either way you want to do it, because what Ken is saying, guys, everybody except for in Michigan, they're going, what? Season's out. We still got 60 days down here.
Yeah, you can have that.
Actually, we got more than 60 days. We got about 70 days because we don't go out to the end of February.
Yeah, mid-February.
Yeah. So, hey, we appreciate you calling in.
Thank you very much. You've got my email and my information.
Yes, sir. I believe. Yes, sir. Yes, we do.
And in the messaging, I had left a message in reference to staff membership. Would you take the time to take a look at that and get back with me?
We'll be glad to do that, Ken. Hey, tell everybody about the show. Tell all your friends they need to watch in. And, hey, this is 52 weeks a year. Even when season goes out, we're going to be sitting around here talking about hunting the rut. And
I hunt year-round, too.
I heard that. We waiting at it now. We talking about it.
No. If you're not hunting, you're getting ready to hunt.
That's exactly right. Hey, and that's as much fun as hunting sometimes.
You're not getting ready. You're not ready for opening day.
I heard that. Hey, tell everybody about it. We appreciate you calling in.
Thanks, Ken.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank you, Ken. Thanks, sir. Bye-bye. All right, folks, we'll be right back. We're going to take a quick commercial. When we come back, we're going to try to get this thing back online again. Be right back.
From Don Bell, the founder of Code Blue, comes Top Secret Reserve Doe Estrus, the finest doe estrus ever collected. Top Secret oxygen-free collection process is a complete generation above Code Blue. Our patent-pending collection process means no ammonia and no ammonia smell. At a limited quantity of 12,000 bottles, only 1/10% of hunters will be lucky enough to add Top Secret to their arsenal. Visit TopSecretDeerScent.com today and join the 1/10% Club.
All right, folks, we back again. And listen, we fixing to try to get the show back online. Sometimes we can, well, not we. I talk too much, and so we do love talking to you now. We do. Call in, get on the phone, tell everybody, hey, listen, it's amazing what you can hear and sometimes what you shouldn't probably hear on this show. But get everybody to call in. I believe, Steve, we're going to go to...
we'll go Facebook?
Yeah, let's go to Facebook.
Hi, this is from Tommy Cook, and I'm not going to say the city, I can't pronounce it, New York. My black powder season starts in New York this week. Where should I focus hunting and using which scent?
You're up in New York, and well, what's the first thing they should use, Steve? Buck urine. And you know, we always remind you, and the reason we keep reminding everybody each week, because, you know, we have new viewers each week joins it, and they go, well, why are they talking about using buck urine? Tommy, you need to use buck urine, and I hope you're already doing it, and if you're not, you need to. It doesn't matter which phase of the rut, pre-peak or post, starts good, gets better. And so, but once you start into, let's see, black powder season starts in New York this week, where should I focus hunting and use? You're on the tail end up there, or starting to get on the tail end of the peak up there, so you can still hunt those scrapes. The winding down means that you still have does in, Steve, you just don't have as many.
Right.
And so you can do it, but even starting to hunt back to some food sources, the does that didn't get bred, I forget who was it asked one of the first questions there.
Should be coming back in.
They'll recycle. If they didn't get bred, they're going to recycle and come back in. In fact, Tommy, the best time to, first of all, buck urine and estrus.
And estrus, yeah.
Grunt, and believe it or not, rattling is more effective post-rut and pre-rut than during the peak of the rut. And the reason for that is during the peak of the rut, there's plenty of does standing around.
And a lot more effective up there where you're at as opposed to down here.
Way more effective up there where he is than where we are.
Right.
But so if you use buck, estrus, once you start to buck, you never stop. Add estrus during the peak of the rut, all the way to the end of the season. It's going to continue to be effective, but grunting and rattling, grunting is effective all year. But rattling is great just before the peak and right after. Few does in, competition. A lot of does in, I ain't going to fight you, I'm busy. Post-rut, those does that didn't get bred, Steve, comes back in, few does, competition. So rattling is best during those periods. Buck, estrus, all the way to the end of the season. I believe we got us a phone call. We got us a phone call, guys. Let's see what we got. All right. There. I thought we was going to go to Facebook there, didn't we? All right, let's see who we got. All right, you got Don Bell and Steve Burklow.
Hey, Don.
How you doing? I'm doing good.
My question was, I was wondering, how often can you hunt any one deer stand and have it not be patterned by the deer?
Man, that's the key to that's pressure. Craig, where you out of?
And scent control.
Yep, scent control. We got them something coming, don't we?
Deerfield, Wisconsin.
Deerfield, Wisconsin. What county are you in?
Dane.
Northeast of Buffalo?
South, just east of Madison.
Really? Man, you're a good part of the world up there. But to answer your question, you know, pressure. I mean, you know, that question is relevant to Steve, how people will hunt a scrape. And let's say we're hunting, Craig, we're hunting Steve here, and this big old buck, you're hunting him over a scrape and you kill him. Well, for heaven's sakes, you haven't got to quit hunting that scrape. Well, first of all, how many bucks can you kill in Wisconsin?
It's Ernabuck, so one, and then any of the Ernabuck stickers.
All right, so
I got. Oh, good.
Well, let's say you can kill a second buck. You don't have to quit hunting that scrape, because the only reason I'm not in there in that scrape is because he's kicking my butt, because he's dominant. You know, it's like real estate. What is it? Location, location, location. That is a master bedroom. in the absence, you take him out, I'm gonna fill that master bedroom. Does that make sense?
Yep.
All right. So, but now pressure will change a pattern of a deer. You're fixing to go into what part? You going into black powder?
Just got done with black powder.
So
pretty sure bow is the only thing we have left.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Well,
and as long as you hunt it with the right wind.
That's right.
Well, that first time course to me seems like it's always the best, but
are you bow hunting?
Scent control. If you got good scent control, then I mean, there's no reason.
And Steve is a huge bow hunter. Are you fixed to go in the bow season?
Well, we have late bow season through January, and then unfortunately there's a doe only coming up, and so that kind of slows bow season down.
What if it's having?
Hiding for a little while.
Are you having any problems with patterning them? Are you having any problems, or is your property pressured?
The last few years, I've had issues to where I'm pretty sure they've patterned in where my stands were at. So this year, I really didn't go out and do a lot of prep, like food plot wise and stuff. But I've actually seen more bucks than those this year.
Well, yeah, I mean,
I've also stuck to the first show that I watched. You talked about using buck urine every time I go out.
That's right.
And I've stuck to that, and it's been pretty successful, actually.
Yeah, it's going to start good, and it's going to get better as season goes along. But Craig, you're right. Being in the industry, and somebody, let's say you called and you say, "Hey, Steve, Don, come up here, and I got a big buck, and all you got to do is we'll film him, and all you got to do is come climb up in a tree. We'll already have the stands hung." Do you turkey hunt any?
I have not had the opportunity yet.
All right, well, the worst thing you can do with a bird is go call him before season, 2 or 3 days before. What they want to do is go call him. And what you'll do is you'll get a turkey call shy. When you go in the woods in those deer, he's patterning you just like you're patterning him. So, if you got a big buck, you want to try to stay out of there. You don't want to go in there no more than you have to, because your best chance to kill him is each time you're educating. And you have to adjust to him adjusting to your pressure. But Steve's exactly right. You got to kill that human odor. And I'm assuming you're doing that.
Yes.
Okay.
And really key, rubber boots.
Yes, sir.
Just that trail, because they'll pick it up.
Every bit of it.
Makes a huge difference.
Do you use rubber sole boots?
Yes.
Yeah.
I spray them down every time I go into the woods.
That's right. It's just good common sense. Ears, eyes, nose. Most important part of a deer is what, Greg?
His nose.
His nose. So common sense reigns. You got to kill that human odor. But if you're sitting there completely, he can't smell you at all, if that would ever be possible.
Yeah.
And I don't think you could.
I had 2 of them come right up under my stand opening day of bow season. I got a 7-pointer. It wasn't the biggest, but it was my first ever bow kill.
There you are.
And I believe that I had been using the scents wrong, because I was using buck urine as like a cover scent.
Yeah.
Opposed to putting it upwind and using it to draw him to where I'm at.
That's exactly right.
So I think I've actually learned a lot this year, some of which listening to your show, about using the buck urine and placement of it. And I believe it's helped me have good success this year.
It will, and right. And everybody listening, listen to what Craig is telling you, because, and he's just validating what we're saying. And look, what we're saying is not high tech; it's just good common sense. Just good woodsmanship. And we remind everybody, Steve, we're head of the food chain, and society's just bred it out of us, And so all we're doing is, you got 2 country boys here telling you how to kill a deer. And listen, would you to ever guess you can make a living telling somebody how to kill a deer, Steve? I mean, we grew up in Alabama where you kill 146 deer a year. Now, they just stopped that a few years ago. They cut us back to what, 5?
4 or 5.
4 or 5.
4.
And a lot of people ain't got that email yet. They're working on letting them know. They're getting pretty serious with it, I can tell you.
They're just hitting delete.
Yeah. Well, look, we appreciate the kind words, and man, we appreciate you watching. Tell everybody about it, and look.
Send those pictures.
Hey, yes, sir. Send us a picture of that 7-point. And hey, by any way, Craig, are you a club member?
I am not yet.
Hey, listen, stay tuned and listen to what we're talking about. It's open enrollment tonight, which means those 12,000 bottles of reserve.
Yeah.
Those are on the block. All the club members are secure. In other words, everybody that's a club member, you're guaranteed your bottle. The only way you can get, not have it for 15 is that you don't renew. And it's that season, and they have to March 31st, club members do. But Craig, if you want on it tonight, those bottles that's not are available. First come, first serve, and you can order it tonight. Hit that button below you, the screen there. I don't know if you can see that button, but you can see below it. You watching on your computer or your phone?
I was watching on my phone, actually.
Okay, that's okay. Well, you can scroll up, or you can go to the website, topsecretdeerset.com, hit the 1/10 icon. It'll take you to the page, and you can order it tonight, pay over 4 payments, and over 4 months, and say, hey, Steve, Don, ship it to me November next year, and freight free, and you're guaranteed your bottle. Nobody can ever take it away from you unless you give it up in 2016. So listen, makes a great Christmas gift, tell Mama.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah. That's what I'm thinking too. And listen, tell Mama that you took care of it. Hey, tell everybody, get on the phone, tell them, hey, seriously, tell all your friends. Hang up and tell them it's open enrollment. Starts today. Now, if they want Top Secret Reserve, they want to be part of that exclusive club, they need to start hitting that website because it's only going to be available on the website for 2015.
All right.
Thanks,
hey,
Craig.
we appreciate it. Thank you for calling in.
Thanks for your time.
You bet. Thanks for the kind words.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yeah, it's amazing, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's amazing. Hey, folks, listen, we're going to go to a quick commercial break. We'll come back. We're going to do it all over again.
Yeah.
From Don Bell, the founder of Code Blue, comes Top Secret Reserve Doe Estrus, the finest doe estrus ever collected. Top Secret oxygen-free collection process is a complete generation above Code Blue. Our patent-pending collection process means no ammonia and no ammonia smell. At a limited quantity of 12,000 bottles, only 1/10% of hunters will be lucky enough to add Top Secret to their arsenal. Visit TopSecretDeerScent.com today and join the 1/10% club.
Alrighty, folks, we're back again, and folks, it's Thursday night. We're here sitting here talking to you about hunting the rut, and you know, it's always amazing to us. We sit around talking before the show, and we sit around after the show talking. It's just amazing to where these people call in from.
Man.
And it shows that hunters are amazing. And guys, we do appreciate it. We appreciate you calling in and be willing to talk to us. Heck, we enjoy talking to you as much as you like talking to us. And one of the things, let me put this in there, just a little aside. Go to our Facebook and look at a posting, I think it was last week, Steve. Just to put it in perspective, every year there are more deer hunters in America than all the major nations in the world, armies combined.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
China, Russia, America, Germany, France, England. Take all their armies, there's more deer hunters it takes to the woods. 14 million deer hunters with guns. Think about that. Wonder why nobody wants to come over here and mess with us. You sure enough got a bunch of rednecks out there with guns and ammo. We got some down here too. So guys, listen, we're going to take a second and remind everybody about the 1/10% Club. They're going to throw you something up there in just a second, and you'll recognize this old boy and see if you do. He's called Santa Claus. And if you look at that, 2015 open enrollment, Steve, and tonight we're kicking open enrollment off for 2015, and everybody is available. Club members, you know that you actually have to, all our existing club members, Steve, they have to March 31st. You're guaranteed your 2015 product. Nobody can take your product away for existing club members unless you don't renew March 31st. But all of you out there that's saying, you know, I want to join, I want my bottle, tonight they can do it. So tonight you can start, you can say, all right, you can hit the website, you can take the icon below you that says join the club, and you get to do all kinds of things, Steve. They get to participate in new product development. They get to be guests on the show. They also be able to participate in new product development, but also these guys will be able to have big buck contests. You know, we just finished one up in October. We got November, December, January, and February, and that's only to the club members.
Yeah.
These guys also have their own Facebook page. And so you have a keen insight that the rest of the hunters in America won't have opportunity to. The 1/10 to 1% club, Steve, is going to wind up being the most exclusive club in America. Do the math. 1/10 to 1% will get a bottle of reserve. And guys, I've been blessed. I've been in this industry nearly 30 years. That's the finest this industry's ever seen. And I have bottled millions, literally millions, tens of millions of bottles of deer urine. And it sounds crazy talking about that, but all 14 million deer hunters, you know, you put a lot of time and energy and sweat out there, Steve. They want the best.
That's right.
That is the best. And that is single dose, no oxygen, 3-4 years old, and they can't say it don't work. Why? We pulled a buck off of her. That's in process. It wasn't a pretty sight.
And breeding buck.
And we have the buck available that that we pulled off of these does. And what's important about that, Steve, there's not but about how many of them?
About 1,100 of those, so they're real scarce.
12,000 of this, about 1,100 of that. Now, they could be a club member either way.
Right.
You can hit that button and join tonight by buying the big bottle or the buck. Either way, you become a club member. Now, once you become a club member, and guys, all the club members, Steve, they need to remember, when you renew, you automatically save 5% because you're a club member. In fact, once you become a club member, anything you buy during the course of the year, you automatically get your discount as a club member. Right. So guys, tonight is open enrollment. Join it. Hit the website. You're not sure, call us. We'll walk you through it. But hit that website now, because these people are going to start hitting it. Tell Mama it's Christmas. Santa Claus is there telling you what you want, even if you've been naughty.
Pay over 4 payments.
Pay it over 4 payments. You can hit it, and you start today. It'll pay for it over 4 payments. And Steve,
or you can pay it all at one time.
You can pay it. You can choose to pay it one time. That's real important, because you may want to just say, "Hey, I want to pay for it tonight," and say, "I want to ship it
October 1st.
October, whenever you want it next year, free freight," and then you're guaranteed that you're going to have a 2015 inventory just in time for season. And no one will ever be able to take it away from them, Steve, unless they do what? Unless they give it up. So folks, hit that button. It's open enrollment. Santa Claus is coming. Doesn't matter if you've been naughty or nice. The only way that's going to happen is that you forget to do it. And look, there's 12,000 bottles. Not 12,001 or 10. It's 12,000 bottles, 1/10 of 1%, first come, first serve. So folks, we're serious with that. You hear all these people talking about it. They get a chance to get it tonight, but you got to hit the thing, first come, first serve. If you have questions, you can't get through, call us. We'll work with you on it. I believe we got us a caller on the phone.
Yeah.
All right, we do have him. All right, let's see who we got here. All right, you got Don Bell, Steve Burklow. Who we got?
Hey, Don, this is Jason, man. How's it going this evening?
Man, Jason, where are you from?
I'm from Tennessee.
Jason Hooten.
Yes, sir, Tennessee guy here.
Your guy. Yeah, okay. All right, Jason, what part of Tennessee you in?
I'm right here just a little south of Nashville.
Is he in Hornwall?
Columbia, I think.
You in Columbia?
Yes, sir.
Right.
Shoot, man. All right, what kind of question you got tonight?
All right, listen. Hey, my question tonight is I've got several deer running around on my place, and I'm trying to get my daughter to get her one. And you know, when you're dealing with a kid, the deer just don't seem to stand still quite long enough. And I've got a few blinds out and some scrapes pretty close by, and the scrapes are we're kind of in the late season here, but my scrapes are still pretty active. So my question to you was, what do you think about this tarsal gland foaming hot scrape right now? Do you think that might be a ticket to get that buck to stop long enough to maybe get her a shot on one of them?
Yeah, Jason, either the tarsal or the buck. The difference between our buck and our tarsal is that you got the muss with the buck urine. When a buck marks a scrape, have you ever seen a buck mark a scrape? Actually do it. For all the guys out there watching, you know, you see it on video and stuff. But when a buck goes in rut and his neck swells, the rutting odor of a buck consists of 3 things. When his neck's swollen, he'll urinate over his tarsal glands located on the back inside leg of the deer, and he'll rub them. As the urine goes down over those, do you call them tarsals or hocks?
We call them both.
All right, well, tarsal,
what are you talking about?
yeah, that's right. Tarsal or hocks, that urine mixes with it and it extrudes a musk and it stains it. Urine, musk mixed together goes onto the scrape, and then they'll do what, Steve? They'll paw at that ground. And it has an interdigital gland between the hoof. He's put his rutting odor there. So to answer your question, the difference between the buck urine and the tarsal is that with the tarsal, with the buck urine infused with the tarsal, you have that intensity in the scrape. So if you still got scrapes that's being hit, by all means, it'd be an excellent choice. Because you still got the buck with it.
Them yesterday, and they're still active.
How old is she?
She's 11.
She's 11. You're hunting out of a blind inside of the scrape? Portable blind?
Well, I've got 2 actually. I've got one that's portable and one that's stationary, and all of the scrapes are pretty much within, I'd say, 150 yards or so of either blind. And so I was just curious as to which one of these products you thought would be my best route to go here.
Well, you know,
stop them long enough.
Yeah, if he's up there in Tennessee, December. Yeah, I mean, you're going to start seeing bucks run does when up here, Steve?
Well, now, yeah.
Are you starting to see any bucks run does now, or around Christmas?
The tail end of it now. Yeah. I think we're kind of a little second rut maybe.
You're on the tail end?
A little bit. Oh, yeah. Most of the does I think have already been bred, but there's still a few that are hanging around.
Yeah, you're not. I mean, they're hitting them, and are they hitting them or are they checking them?
Well, no,
are they working the scrape?
I don't know.
Well,
I do not know that.
Are they primary scrapes, or do you have? Is any of them underneath the overhanging limbs? Are they hitting any of that?
Yes, they sure are.
All right. Well, then if they're still doing that, then they're still checking them.
I've got some pretty good pictures of some at least one really nice buck, maybe a 3.5-year-old deer, and he seems to be in that area pretty often. So I don't have a picture of him actually over the scrape, but I've got a good feeling that it's him that's making it.
Well, I tell you, obviously, the buck or the buck tarsal, and you've asked a good question, because our tarsal, whether it's liquid or foam, adds that intensity of that old spice there. That you really get it in the buck urine, but you have the intensity of the muss in the urine at the scrape. It's also great to make mock scrapes. How much patience does she have in the blind? In other words, how long can she sit there?
Oh, we're good for 2 hours.
All right.
Good 2 hours.
Let me tell you something. I don't know if you've seen this. This is called a deer bladder. Looks like an IV bag. Have you seen this?
I have.
All right. What that allows you to do, Jason, is that it allows you, while she's sitting there, to drip as fast or as slow as you want, which means every time, if you pour this out an hour, and you sit there 2 hours, even though it's fresher than anybody's in the industry ever thought about being, it is still 2 hours old.
Okay, sure, okay.
You put this out, which is the same urine in this, and you drip this, every time it drips, every 10 minutes, 15, whatever you want, it's just like every time it hits it, it's the first time that deer's urinated. So that means there's always a doe standing there versus a doe was there. Does that make sense? Because it's just like she just urinated. So it's always, each time it drips, it's the first time it hits oxygen. This is available on the website, and this is really a 2015 release, which we will introduce to the industry in about, 4 weeks? 1st of January up in Indianapolis. So everybody in the country will be able to get this next year. But if you don't have that available, Jason, you can get it on the website.
Okay. Hey guys, I sure appreciate that. I'm gonna check it out now and see what we come up with.
Hey man, we appreciate you calling in.
Hey, we hope she gets that big buck.
Send us
all right, y'all have a good evening.
Hey, send us some photographs of it.
We'll do it, man.
All right, man. Thank you for calling in. Tell somebody about the show.
All right, now.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
What part of Tennessee?
He's just south of Nashville, so he's.
How about that? All right, okay, folks. Let's see, Steve. I think we'll try to get caught up on another Facebook here.
All right, well, let's see what we got. All right, from James Brown, Smith Station, Alabama. When the bucks stop hitting their scrapes and start to chase does, is it still good to hunt them since it's in their travel patterns, or just try and hunt the doe?
When the bucks stop hunting their scrapes, start to chase does, it's still good to hunt them since the traveling patterns, or just try to hunt the doe. Once they, if they're searching, they're hunting them scrapes, as long as they're checking the scrapes, you want to hunt the scrapes. But once the peak is full bore, get high and get still. Because the does is going to run the bucks through the neighborhood. Because the doe's going to go over to the neighbor's house. And that's what gets everybody in trouble, because the buck goes to the neighbor's house. And the guy over at the other house don't like the buck being in his house. Well, the only reason he's over there is because the doe went over there. And so you go where the doe is, but during the dead peak of the rut, get high and get still, because they're going to do this. But yeah, since the traveling patterns, or just stay trying and hunt the doe.
Stop hitting the scrapes, though.
If they quit hitting the scrapes, then you're
might as well get off of them.
That's right. But it's crazy. It's just like Jason said a few minutes ago. Was it Jason that said that he was hunting the scrapes late in the season and he's still hitting them? If a buck, even if he's doing that, even the lesser bucks will come even late in the year.
Right.
And it depends on what you're trying to do. If you're trying to get the big boy, if you're just trying to put meat in the freezer.
Yeah.
Because even those lesser bucks will still kind of fool around with those scrapes some. All the way to the end of the season.
Those that are coming back.
That's right, that's right. I believe we got a caller on.
Yeah.
All right, let's see what we got. We got him back there, guys? Yeah. All right, that phone will ring. Just a second. All right, you got Don Bell, Steve Burklow. Who we got?
Hey, this is Joey Weatherford.
Mr. Joey, where are you from?
I'm from Cedar Grove, Tennessee.
We got another Tennessee. What part of Tennessee are you from? I mean, what Middle East?
West Tennessee.
West of Memphis?
Yeah, if you draw a line between Memphis and Nashville, or if you follow 40, I'm about halfway.
All right, you below Paris.
Yeah.
All right, I know where you are. There's a big mold company over in Paris. Hey, look, all right, what kind of question you got, Joey?
Well, I'm a fairly new hunter. And, we talk about hunting the rut, and I hear a lot of different terms, kind of thrown around. Pre-rut, peak rut, chasing, lockdown, post-rut, and even second rut. I just need to kind of figure out exactly what's going on and maybe how to recognize the different parts of the rut and what's real, what isn't.
Let me make it real simple. You start at first base, you're gonna play baseball. You're gonna go to first base, second base, third base, and come home, aren't you? You want to go to when you start to first, you want to come to home base, which is killing a buck. The rut is like climbing a mountain. Pre-rut is at the base. You go up to the peak. It peaks, and the reason it's called peak is the rut is broken into 3 periods. Anywhere in America. Pre, peak, post-rut. Peak being the beginning, pre being the beginning, peak being at the top of the mountain, which means that's when the majority of the does are standing, which means they're in estrus. It literally means
to stand.
Right. To stand. So that means that's why they call it the peak. That means the majority of the does are standing versus running. Then there's a post rut. That's a winding down of the rut. So those does that didn't get bred at the top of the mountain are going to recycle and come back in. You hear people talking about it tonight. Mm-hmm. And they're saying they recognize they're in post-rut. So there is 3 periods of the rut. It's not complicated. Right. Pre, peak, and post. But buck's head is different as it goes to those periods. Mm-hmm. And so that's what this show's about. So
and he's talking about that, Donnie's talking about that second rut. Well, that's those does that didn't get bred. They're coming back in, and the majority of those are standing. That's that second rut.
And the guy that just called in from Tennessee, that's what he's in. And did you hear the caller before, Joey, about he's trying to get his daughter on a buck?
He's from Columbia, Tennessee, so not far from.
So he's east of you.
Yeah.
So and he recognizes that he's in the tail end. And you heard his question, and he still got some bucks hitting some scrapes, which is really not unusual. But he wanted to know the difference between using the tarsal. That just brings some intensity to it. And is this the first time you've listened into the show?
Yes, it is.
Well, look, man, this show is for you. And this is the reason it's called Hunting the Rut Hotline. We do this 52 weeks a year. And we will bring where everybody is. We'll kind of at the top of the show say, okay, the Midwest like it is tonight. We started out, they're over with. And we kind of follow the rut starting, and it comes back down to us down here in the southeast. Mm-hmm. The peak of the rut. The rut is the same everywhere. Pre, peak, post. Mm-hmm. And so as you listen to this show, you'll hear us repeat stuff. Mm-hmm. Some of those terminologies is out there like lockdown and stuff like that. Different people have different understanding of what that means. But if you get your basics down, pre, peak, and post, buck urine, estrus, grunt, rattle, and when to do it. Hey, are you married?
Yeah.
You had a fight with your wife last night. As soon as you got through, or right in the middle of it, you turn around and tell her you love her. You think she believes you? Or in the middle of a fight? You better pick when you say that, right? How you say it and when you say it, you get different results. And it's the same way with this. Pre, peak, post. So what you want to be able to do is to understand when to do and when to say what you're going to say. Right. It's not complicated. And listen to the show. So each week you'll hear these rhythms.
No, and just one term he said, lockdown. I think lockdown usually means when that buck, and he's chasing a certain doe, he's locked in on her, and it's real close to that time where he's physically going to breed. So he's locked down on her.
He's following her.
Right, and he's pretty much, he's not going to leave for nothing.
Yeah, if I'm a buck and I'm on that doe, what Steve's saying, and I know she's in, which means she's right at the verge of standing, and I'm gonna stay with her. Mm-hmm. I mean, she goes out there, I'm out there. She lays down, I'm gonna lay down, because he understands that. So, but sometimes they'll do it like, see, here in Alabama where we hunt, it's December. You seeing bucks, Steve?
Yeah.
And this man's got a great piece of property to hunt. But in December in Alabama,
we're not seeing anything.
About 10, 15 years ago, it started doing that junk. And see plenty of track. Mm-hmm. Food plots eat up with tracks, just not seeing the deer. You think they went to Georgia, so Tennessee somewhere. But Steve's right on the lockdown. If you got a big buck, or a buck, normally it's a good buck, because he's the one that's following her. He's going to stay with her till she's bred, and then he's off. He's on about something else. He's on to the next doe. So does that make sense?
It does, yeah.
Well, look.
What the point that we're at now, what would be my best option, say, going out hunting this Saturday morning? Mm-hmm. Would I be looking at some kind of doe scent, or... Are you hunting
food plots, or are you hunting...
In the woods?
Yeah, or are you hunting...
In the woods.
You're hunting hardwood, clear cut?
Yeah, hardwoods.
Hardwoods, acorns.
Yeah.
lots of oak trees.
Are you seeing any scrapes?
Yeah, I've seen a couple. I've seen a lot of several rubs.
Are you gun hunting or bow?
Gun.
So you're rifle hunting.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, then you're getting them hardwood bottoms, them big flats down. If you got any flats in that, you do in that part of the world there. Get in that hardwood and put that scent out. And
I try the estrus and the buck.
Oh yeah.
Them does are coming back in. Those that didn't get bred that first cycle, coming back in right now. Kind of what the other guy said.
That's
the
right.
Second phase. So it can be very effective.
And what Steve is saying is you need to be using now buck and estrus.
Yeah, both.
Buck and estrus, and the guy that just called in from Tennessee, Jason up there, I think it was Jason that was asking about the tarsal. Was it Jason?
Yeah.
You can use buck, urine, and estrus. And what you want to do with that is, Joey, is you get out and you trail in. Watch this. You can get it in estrus.
Are you watching right now, Joey?
Joey, can you see the screen?
I can't. No.
Okay.
I'm just listening right
Well, let me tell you, when you get through, you can, tomorrow morning, this show will air back and you can watch it and play and you'll see what we're talking about. You can get estrus and buck. All right? You can get it in liquid or you can get it in foam. The advantage of your foam is that, let's say, how far from when you get out of your truck do you hunt where you're hunting? How far do you walk?
Well, it's actually property I live on, so I basically go out my back door. I probably walk, 300-400 yards up into the woods.
All right, you get a couple hundred yards of your stand. You take the buck foam. You'll be able to see what I'm talking about. Let's say you put the buck foam in your right hand. You put the estrus foam in your left hand. You're just walking in. You can take it. It's 300 pumps in this thing. And I'm going to foam this where you can see it when you get home, and tomorrow you look at it, you can see what I'm talking about. And everybody watching, now this doesn't have the urine in it, but I'm going to foam it. This is 300 pumps, and you'll be able to see the foam. So you literally can just walk through the woods, and you can foam as you walk. You do estrus, 15, 20 yards, you do buck urine. You take estrus and buck, and what you do is you just alternate as you're walking in. Buck, estrus. Now what do they have?
Well, I got a buck chasing a doe.
You got a buck chasing a doe.
Okay.
So think about that, and you can foam it all the way into your stand, and once you get to the stand, just put it out around you. If you got a scrape, put it in a scrape. Use a grunt call?
Yes.
Steve, when they grunt, what does it say?
Tendon. Yeah.
You got a buck chasing a doe.
Yeah.
So guess what? When you foam buck estrus, buck estrus, buck estrus, you literally are making him smell what he's hearing. So grunting is an infringement. So Steve's the buck, he goes downwind, he wants to smell what he's hearing. Now you've got it. You got a buck chasing a doe. Now his nose will override his ears and you'll get a chance to put him on the wall, or at least put him in the freezer.
That's right.
So does that make sense?
It does, yeah, that's great.
No pun intended. Well, look here. Joey, we appreciate you calling in. And look, call in each week, or you can call in each week if you want to, but certainly listen in each week and listen to the questions from everybody all over the country, because they're asking questions similar to what you're asking. And there's a lot of hunters out of the 14 million that's in the same question that you are, wanting to try to understand these terminologies. And what this show is, we're two old country boys
talking about it.
We're going to try to make it make sense to you and how to kill that old boy. And if you want to see if it'll work, listen to them and look at these bucks that's being put on the show. Go to our Facebook and look at it. Top Secret has changed the scent industry, and it's a rocket going off. And, oh, by the way, having said that, 1/10 of 1% Club, open enrollment. If you want to get on that spaceship, you got a chance to get aboard tonight. And it's first come, first serve. Do you use any scent at all?
Yeah, I've used like some tinks, that kind of stuff.
Yeah. Top Secret is single, no oxygen. It's never seen oxygen. So when you open it, it's just like that's the first time it's hit oxygen, which means a deer's there now. Not a dark urine says the deer was there, Joey. Clear yellow says the deer is there. There's the difference. So Top Secret puts a deer there while you're there. So we appreciate you calling in. Tell your friends about it. Watch the show each week, 52 weeks a year. Because when season ends, what happens to bucks? They don't go to the moon. They start getting back together in bachelor groups, and we're going to tell you why they're doing that. So each week, you'll be able to understand what they're doing, why they're doing it. When hunting season comes in, you'll be able to kill that old sucker.
Mm-hmm. All right, that's great. I really appreciate the information.
Hey, man, we appreciate you calling in, Joy. Tell everybody about it. Hey, hit the website. Become a club member. It's open enrollment. It starts tonight. Makes a great Christmas gift, tell Mama.
That's right. Joey, send pictures if you kill that big buck this Saturday.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, man. Hey, join the club. Appreciate it. Thanks for calling in.
All right, thanks.
All right, guys. Goes by quick, don't it? I mean, it's amazing. All right, yep, they're pointing at me, Joy. If you're still on the phone, baby, turn the phone off. All right, guys, listen. Goes by quick, Steve. Yeah. Guys, we appreciate you calling in tonight. We're going to do this thing again next Thursday night. It comes around every week. Steve, it's 52 weeks a year. We're not going to stop just when season ends. Open enrollment starts today.
Yeah.
Guys, if you want your bottle, here's your chance. Call Mama, tell Mama, hey, put it on your Christmas list. Hit the website. First come, first serve. That's not a sales pitch. Do the math. 12,000 bottles, 12, 14 million deer hunters. You got a chance to get it. 4 payments. You can get it now. Ship it next year, folks. Hit the website. We appreciate it. Steve, we'll see them next week. Right here, 7 o'clock Central Time. See you next Thursday night, guys. Appreciate you calling in.